Well, 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 ladies and gentlemen, the Elimination Chamber show is in the books, and I, like a lot of you, am shocked, am happy, jaw is on the floor. But if you're here, you're asking yourself what just happened, and we are going to go over everything. So, look, you can check out the socials, Charismatic Creations on Facebook and YouTube, Charismatic_Creations52 on Instagram, and of course the 215 on Twitter. And we start off with the Women's Elimination Chamber match. The show itself was taking place from the Rogers Center in Toronto, Canada. And so we get our combatants coming to the ring. Winner of this match will face either Rhea Ripley or Io Sky, as they have a championship match on Raw this coming Monday. And remember, Alexa Bliss won the first ever Chamber, so she was out first. Then Roxanne Perez, then Bayley, and then Bianca. So we're definitely starting off with Liv Morgan and Naomi. And everyone's in their pods. Liv and Naomi are in the ring. And as the match starts, Jade Cargill's music comes on, and she comes out, and Liv looks terrified. And Liv is like, it's not me, it's not me, it's not me. I didn't, and she's scared. And for some reason, the door was still open. But Jade makes a beeline to the ring, and as she's about to attack Liv, she pivots and attacks Naomi and beats the holy hell out of her. Just absolutely decimates her, knees to the face, throwing her to the cage, powerbomb, so on and so forth. And Bianca Belair is looking on in horror, begging to be released, and Liv is telling her, I told you so, I told you so, I told you so. So for the last 2 years, Liv Morgan has been right with everything she's done. And then Jade finally slams the door on Naomi's neck, and Naomi went limp, and we did a stretcher job for Naomi, and she was eliminated. There's no replacement. And Liv Morgan knelt in front of Bianca Belair, laughing in front of her face because, well, she was right. And Bianca Belair finally was released, and she went to go check on Naomi, but Morgan wasn't having it. Took her out, tossed her into the cage, shut the door, and we got our match started. And Liv controlled Bianca for just a lot. Just a lot. Bianca tried covering, coming back, but then we got Roxanne coming in, and she put her thing down. The Prodigy, who had a really, really good showing here, went after Liv a lot, went after Bianca Belair's legs. Perez was just really, really good here. Finally, Bayley came in, went right after Roxanne, because they got a little thing going on, hit the Bayley to belly, and we're just getting things going, folks. After, we got some moves here and there, Alexa Bliss comes in, and she slowly makes her way out of the cage, and now we're starting to get going, and everybody's in, they're hitting their moves. Perez is looking good, and then finally Bayley gets hit with an Oblivion, and she's eliminated. And then Liv turns our attention to Bianca, and they're battling, and then Roxanne Perez gets eliminated, and then Alexa Bliss gets eliminated, and we're doing well. So it's down to Liv and Bianca, and Liv beat Bianca's ass. Besides the one tail whip, Bianca got dominated in this ending stretch and still won. And that's something that, we've always had an issue with Bianca Belair. She gets the John Cena booking. She gets to be made to look like an absolute beast whenever she gets beaten down. I'll never forget, remember when it was Team Nexus versus the WWE at Survivors? It was a Survivor Series, and the final two people were Justin Gabriel and Wade Barrett versus John Cena. They beat him down, 450 splash, a wasteland on the concrete, and he still came back and won the match. And it just really wasn't good. But But here we are, and Bianca Belair wins the match, and she is going on to WrestleMania to face either Rhea Ripley or Liv Morgan. Now, I figured Liv wasn't going to win because she's got the tag team titles, but the opening salvo was really good. I thought we would pivot to Jade versus Bianca, maybe Jade versus Bianca and Naomi, so on and so forth. But it was tough because the first 7 minutes of the match suffered as a result because it was dead after the stretcher spot, and the women did a really good job getting the crowd going again. I just don't like Bianca winning here. Next up we had the women's tag team match with Nia Jax and Candice LeRae taking on Tiffany Stratton and Trish Stratus, and this was just your feel good match to send the crowd home happy. It didn't overstay its welcome. It was good. It was fun. Trish hit LeRae, and Jax got hit with the prettiest moonsault ever. 1, 2, 3. This was fun. This was good. I kind of wish it was. Here's the thing. I don't want to say I wish it was after the unsanctioned match because it was hard. It was going to be hard to follow that up with that. But I probably would have started with this match over the women's chamber match. But Trish is back. Got her a W. This is probably over between Tiffany Stratton and Nia Jax. Tiffany Stratton has won like the last 3 matches. Tiffany looked great, and Nia and Candice have just been excellent. I'm pretty much going to see them pivot to the tag team titles over on WrestleMania. Nia was protected here once again, but even though Nia took the pin, she still looked great here. And Tiffany is firmly been established as the babyface here in this match. But it was fun for what it was, and we move on to, ladies and gentlemen, the unsanctioned match. And boy, oh boy, oh boy. See, I would have ended with this match as the main event because it's an unsanctioned match. So unless you're ending the show with a major angle, which they did, this was going to be the main event. But Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn know each other so well, and it's really, really hard to honestly go over everything that these two men, these two brothers, because they are brothers in real life, not blood brothers, but you know what I mean, put themselves through. The lights were turned down, and these two just beat the holy hell out of each other. We're just going to go to pretty much let's go to the final, back half of the match. We had a barbed wire chair introduced, and listen, this match was great, but this match was like a 6 on the KO El Generico Kevin Steen scale. Like, this was nothing. This was light work. Like, if AEW puts on an unsanctioned match, if TNA puts on an unsanctioned match, we're going to get ourselves an unsanctioned match. But these two did the best they could under the confines of what the WWE has to offer. And we got to a point that after the chair was using, Michael Cole was begging Kevin Owens to stop, and officials coming out. This is an unsanctioned match, ladies and gentlemen. Take your asses to the back, okay? You are not supposed to be out here, no matter what Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn do to each other. You are not to be out here. Blue Thunder bombs through tables, power bombs onto that chair, and these twos would not stop beating each other. They would not stop kicking out. Kevin Owens took out 2 referees because Sami Zayn kicked out, and he's blaming the refs. Also, again, for the last 2 years, Kevin Owens isn't wrong. And Kevin gave Sammy a fisherman buster off the middle rope through a table, and Sammy kicked out at 2. And Cole's like, I'm begging you to stay down, Zayn. And more officials coming out to the back, and KO's like, no, he just stared at. This is an unsanctioned match. All right, he threw a chair at Sammy. Owens tried to hit him again, but Sammy caught him with a haluva kick. Sammy kicked out. So, and these twos are just shows you the kind of trust they have in each other. But ultimately, Kevin Owens wins this match after multiple pop-up power bombs going through the tables, going through chairs, on the apron. It was just brutal, and KO wins. I was really getting tired of Michael Cole. He was like, Sammy might have a broken neck. After the match is over, paramedics are coming down, and they put a neck brace on Sammy. And first, security made sure Kevin Owens left the ring, and then turned his tracks. He pulled up the padding on the exposed concrete. He was going to give Sammy a power driver, and then Randy Orton made his return. Slowly made his way to the ring. It looked like he was going to. He gave KO a RKO. It looked like he was going to boot him in the head, bring back the punt kick, but security stopped him. So it looks like we got our WrestleMania match. Honestly, this was a fairly standard WWE walk and brawl match, and like I said before, this was in any other promotion, this match would be a 10 out of 10. But they did pretty good job here. This was good. They did the small touches here. KO and Sammy really know each other so well, and it got really violent in the last 10 minutes. We'll see where it goes, but Kevin Owens was Randy Orton. It's so funny. They were literally in the match with each other last year, so we'll see how things go. But lastly, the men's Elimination Chamber match. The winner of this match will face Cody Rhodes for the WWE Championship at WrestleMania. So we start off with Drew and Seth. They are our first two people, as everybody else is in the pods. And Drew and Seth, they go back to WrestleMania of last year, but these are also the two men that have a complete and utter hatred of CM Punk. So these two, are fighting, taunting Punk. Punk is not even really paying them any attention. So these two are doing their thing, and then Damian Priest comes in. And he was always kind of the odd man in this match, kind of felt out of place, but ultimately, why he was in this match. He's going to end up in a WrestleMania match with Drew McIntyre. So that makes sense. And things are just moving along. Logan Paul comes in. John Cena's going to be the last person in the match. And Drew is the first one to get eliminated. He gets rolled up by Damian Priest, right? So there's our WrestleMania match, and the hits keep coming for Drew McIntyre. He gave Priest the Claymore. And then Logan Paul covers Damian Priest after a frog splash, so Damian Priest is eliminated. He turns towards Punk, and the clock is counting down. Punk finally comes in. They're coming to blows. Cena was there, and Logan Paul gets eliminated. So we're down to Cena, Punk, and Seth, right? And okay, we knew the ending result. You knew what was going to happen, how things were going to go down, just how we get to it. And Seth gets eliminated, right? After spending a lot of time on Cena. Cena was just taken out, whereas Seth and Punk, their hatred for each other, took over, and they both had an opportunity to eliminate Cena, and did. They just kept fighting each other. So Seth gets eliminated after getting hit with a GTS and an AA, and as Punk is getting himself up, Seth hits him with a stomp, and Cena blocks him in the STF, and Punk's out. Done. Cena wins the Elimination Chamber. This was a star-studded chamber. It was delivered on expectation. It was fine. It was good. I've seen better chambers. And there were many options you could go through with the matches. Punk, Seth, Drew, Priest probably coming out of this. Maybe even figure out how to get Roman Reigns in this. This was good. The chamber matches haven't been great over the last many years because we just get too many of them, and you don't really get blood anymore. You don't really get, the glass, and they put the mat on the outside of the ring. So the chamber matches aren't what they used to be. But we had the end result, and Cena celebrating. Cody comes out, get in the ring. They shake hands, and then The Rock's music hits. The Rock comes out, Travis Scott is out there with a custom hardcore title, whatever. And Cody knows what The Rock wants. Rock's like, look, I need your answer. Mind, body, soul. If your answer is yes, then the American Nightmare will live forever. But if the answer is no, the dream dies. Cena's in the background shaking his head in disgust. And Cody looks at The Rock and tells him, listen, I want it all. But my soul doesn't belong to me. I gave my soul to this ring and to this people. And he tells The Rock to go fuck himself. That went unedited. Cena was ecstatic. Rock took a step back. He smirked. Cody turned to Cena. They shook hands. They hugged. But as they hugged, Cena was looking at The Rock, and the camera was on Cena's face, and his face was expressionless. It was blank, and The Rock gave him a throat / gesture. And Cena backed out of the hug, smiled in Cody's face, low blowed him, and then beat his ass. Beat him down, bloody. Hit him with the Rolex, hit him with the WWE title. Travis Scott's dumbass joined in. The Rock removed his belt that said Cody's soul and it had Dusty Rhodes' date of death on it. And they beat up on Cody, left him bloodied and battered in the ring. And Cena stood over Cody's body and posed with The Rock and posed with the WWE Championship. And him, The Rock, and Travis Scott left. And our lasting images were Cody in the ring, bloody, and Cena as our new People's Champion. And I was in shock because no one ever thought Cena's heel turn would come. And here it is. And here's the crazy thing. Cena was the only person between the men and the women not needing to or having a qualifying match for the Chamber. That press conference after the Royal Rumble made so much more sense. Now, mind you, this plan doesn't make sense because you have to count on Cena winning. You have to count on, Seth's hatred for Punk. You have to count on so many things to go down just for the heel turn to work. But here we are. This is beautiful. The possibility of Cena playing a heel seemed, impossible. And they even telegraphed it with the hug. But here we are. No babyface versus babyface at WrestleMania. Again, a Neuron the Gap Slider would have Cena hadn't won. Would have Cody said yes. There was just a lot. So you got to really kind of blank those out of your brain. But this was a good show. It was a fine show. Like, I give it a 7 out of 10. It was taken over the top with that ending. But ladies and gentlemen, that is the 2025 Elimination Chamber. That is what just happened. And John Cena is a heel. See ya.